What's going on, everybody out there? This is Popular Stranger, and we are back at you again today with another Madden 22 Ultimate Team video. Now, it's not confirmed, but more than likely the playoff promo is coming to MUT 22 this Friday. So in today's video, we're going to go over playoff promo predictions. I'm going to go through every playoff team and give you some ideas and guesses on what players should be getting cards for the playoff promo. Now, if you guys enjoyed this video, if you like it, if it helps you out, be sure to go ahead and click that thumbs up. Shows a lot of support on the channel, helps the videos get noticed. And also, if you guys are brand new here because you were searching around YouTube for MUT 22 content, or maybe this video was recommended to you, make sure you go ahead and click that subscribe button, turn that notification bell on as well so you guys are alerted when we drop additional videos. So first, let's take a look at the playoff bracket. If you guys were not aware, these are all the teams that made the playoffs for the 2022 season, and these are the players or teams that should be getting players for the playoff promo. Now, a couple things to note. We don't really know the format of how this promo is going to go down. Normally, what we see is like 95 overalls from each team. So typically it's like a 95, a 93, a 91, an 89, an 87, and an 85, somewhere around there. Last year, from what I remember, the promo was a little bit different, and it started off really good. Like the first drop of the playoff promo was a banger, and then it just got disappointing as it went on. But I do want to show you, I look back and research one of my older videos from last year to kind of show you what we got last year, because this was pretty cool. We had what was called a playoff celebration pack, and basically it was a wild card kind of fantasy pack type thing where you put in a bunch of random overall cards, right? The requirements are there on your screen, 15 total cards, and it gave you a fantasy pack, and that fantasy pack let you pick whatever 95 overall card you wanted. So it gave one for every playoff team in the NFL. You got to get one. There were some really good cards out there. DK Metcalf, Tom Brady were some of the cards that I remember. So I don't know if this is going to be the format for this year. It's not always the same from year to year. Like I said, in years past, we've gotten a bunch of 95s, 93s, 91s, basically a bunch of odd numbers. Also, honors rewards coming out later on, team of the year. Some of the players that had a great season and made the playoffs probably should get a playoff card, but EA might be saving them for later. Also, I need to note, guys, that I don't watch your favorite NFL team as much as you probably do. So all of my predictions, other than the Eagles, are basically based off of stuff I looked up for statistical references for the entire season, or maybe just players that needed a MUT upgrade because they haven't got one in a while. So we're going to go through every NFL team. If you guys disagree with what I said, or if your favorite team made the playoffs and you want to leave me your cards down below in the comment section, feel free to do so. But I took every playoff team and I'm going to give you 3 cards or 3 players that I think should get an upgrade. I'm not going to guess the overalls, but let's go through them, and we're going to start with the Tennessee Titans on the AFC side of it. A.J. Brown. A.J. Brown definitely could deserve an upgrade. I think his last card was a flashback card. Danico Autry, his last card I think is an 82 overall, and he led the team in sacks, or he was second in sacks on the team behind Harold Landry, who could get an upgrade, but I don't have him on my official list as well. And then the final one is Ryan Tannehill. Now, one other thing before I move on here is I didn't really pick a lot of like offensive linemen, so I'm really just basing this off of like skill positions and cards that you guys would be excited about if they got upgrades or if they got cards. Let's move on to the Pittsburgh Steelers. I know what you're thinking, TJ Watt, right? But of course, he's probably going to get Defensive Player of the Year, which means he's probably going to get an honors card, so we left him out of these predictions. Deontay Johnson, I had no idea how like valuable this guy was to the Steelers because they don't really air the ball out a ton, but he had over 1,000 receiving yards this year, and he hasn't really had an upgrade in a while. The other one is Terrell Edmonds. I remember last year he had a really good and usable team standouts card for a while. He had a pretty good season for the Steelers. And then the last one is Alex Highsmith. He was one of the leaders on the team in sacks, if I remember correctly when I was doing all of my research. So there are your 3 cards for the Steelers. Moving on to the Kansas City Chiefs. I kind of have 4 players here. One of them needs to be a running back, either Clyde Edwards-Helaire or Darrell Williams. I can't remember his first name off the top of my head. My bad. I wrote D. Williams on my notes here like an idiot. One of those guys, because neither of them have had an upgrade in a while. They're pretty close as far as rushing yards go on the season when you compare the two. Also, Frank Clark. And then the final one for the Chiefs, Honey Badger. I was kind of surprised to see that he hasn't had an upgrade in so long. He's usually kind of like a staple when it comes to Madden Ultimate Team. He definitely deserves an upgrade. New England Patriots. Mac Jones, without a question, needs an upgrade, and I'll tell you, that card could end up being pretty good if it's like the 95 overall card. He's a field general archetype, which means more than likely he'll get hot route master, and he's got decent speed. Could be a very good and usable card. Hopefully we get one of the 95s if that's the overall that they go with. Hopefully get one of those for free. The next card for the Patriots, Damian Harris. Really good season. I think he was very close to 1,000 rushing yards on the season. And then the third one, I wrote down Kyle Duggar, but then I realized Devin McCourty hasn't gotten an upgrade in a while. I didn't really see any evidence that McCourty played amazing this year, but I mean, he hasn't had a card since his core elite, so he's one of those guys that just needs a MUT upgrade, and that's why he's going to be third on my list for the Patriots. Buffalo Bills, Josh Allen, without a question, will be a very popular card if EA gives him an upgrade. He got a Team of the Week card very, very early in the season and hasn't had anything since. It will probably be the most, popular, aside from this Derrick Henry that everybody's running around with, probably the most popular quarterback in the game if he gets an upgrade. Devin Singletary, he turned it on at the end of the season for the Bills in the rushing game, and he hasn't had an upgrade for a while. And then the third card is another kind of split option here because for the Buffalo Bills, both safeties played very well, pretty similar in stats on the season, either Micah Hyde or Jordan Poyer. I selfishly would like Jordan Poyer to get that card because he can get Eagles chem. They both had 5 interceptions on the season, by the way. But Micah Hyde, I think, is the lower overall of the two. He had an 89 flashback card, whereas Poyer had a 90 overall most feared card. So Micah Hyde probably deserves the upgrade. For the Raiders, what an amazing game last night, by the way. If you guys missed that one or slept through it, wow, one of the craziest games that I've seen in my life, Raiders and Chargers. Max Crosby was a beast last night, and he's just been pretty good all season. Second on the team in sacks. He needs an upgrade. Number 1 on the team in sacks, Yannick Ngakoue. I mean, he used to be a problem with the Jags, moved to like 90 different teams after them, and now he's with the Raiders. He led the team in sacks, so both of those pass rushers could get upgrades for this playoff promo for the Raiders. And then Darren Waller. He's been out for a while with injuries. He came back last night, didn't really have an impact in the game, but he's one of those MUT favorites. His last card was a 91 overall Redux/LTD card, and if he gets a 95, well, that's going to be a very popular card with Raiders themed teams and the speed that he gives you. And the final team in the AFC is going to be the Cincinnati Bengals. I put Joe Burrow on my list. I feel like maybe he could get comeback player of the year, but at the same time, it's probably going to be Dak Prescott. So it's going to be tough between those two, but Joe Burrow definitely in the running for an upgrade. I don't know if we'll see him in a later promo or not. Joe Mixon should be one of the Bengals cards. He's hasn't had an upgrade, I believe, since his core elite, which came out very early in the season, obviously. So Joe Mixon, and then the final one is Trey Hendrickson. This dude, he had 1 million sacks last year for the Saints. I think he walked in free agency. The Bengals got him. I didn't know he was playing well again for the second year in the row. This guy just kind of came out of nowhere, at least to me he did. And he was the team leader in sacks for the Bengals, and he hasn't had an upgrade in a very long time. So there are all of our AFC teams. Let's move on to the NFC with the number 1 seed, the Green Bay Packers. I know you're probably thinking Aaron Rodgers needs an upgrade. He's going to win the MVP. He's going to get an honors card. It's going to be one of the best quarterbacks in the game, I bet. So Aaron Rodgers is due for one, but it won't be during the playoff promo. Rasul Douglas, a little bit of a selfish pick, but listen, they signed him off of the practice squad or waivers, and he's been balling ever since he joined the Green Bay Packers. A legendary Eagle player, if you will. So if he gets an upgrade, well, then that's cool for me as an Eagles team user. And he deserves one. It's not just a selfish pick. He really does. MVS for the Packers, either him or Alan Lazard, one of those guys should probably get an upgrade. And then the third option is Rashawn Gary, who I think is second on the team in sacks and still has a either gold card or very, very low elite card. So he's been neglected on his upgrades for a very, very long time. Moving on to the Philadelphia Eagles. Fly, Eagles, fly. Eagles fans, I should say. These picks are very boring, but I mean, if you've watched the team play, these are guys who deserve upgrades based off of their performance. Number 1, Javon Hargrave. I mean, he was a goon in the beginning of the season. In the middle, kind of, disappeared for a little while, but he turned it back on again. Defensive line playing well. Javon Hargrave hasn't had an upgrade since the MUT Superstars promo, led the team in sacks. And then right behind him was Josh Sweat, who not only just gets to the quarterback, bats down passes. He's been a very pleasant surprise. He did get a Team of the Week card a while ago, but he deserves an upgrade just based off of the entire season. And then the final one is Jason Kelce, the legend. I don't know if he's going to retire after this season. He could get Team of the Year card, but it's been a while since Kelce's got an upgrade. I think we're still rocking his core elite, right? He hasn't even gotten an upgrade. So Jason Kelce, is my third pick. For the Eagles, though, like Hurts, Slay, they're not going to get upgrades. Maybe Miles Sanders gets one. The entire offensive line should get upgraded for leading the league in rushing, and we're just not going to get sexy picks. It is what it is. They're necessary upgrades, though. Moving on to the team that's going to lose to the Eagles, that's the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Mike Evans is the first number on my list here. AB is out. Chris Godwin out with an injury. Gronk had a great game yesterday, but I don't think he's really due for an upgrade. Mike Evans is the only one that hasn't gotten a card. He got one in the Gridiron Guardians promo, so it's been a while. Shaq Barrett led the team in sacks. He's gotten an upgrade, or hasn't gotten an upgrade in a while. Team of the Week, I think 92 or 93 overall, so he could be the 95. And then another guy who got a Team of the Week card, which was really good at the time, is Mike Edwards. I like this. I like the attributes, and with his projected upgrade, it could be one of the best free safeties in the game. Though he's a little bit short, very good coverage, good speed. So those are my three picks for the Tampa Bay Bucks. The 49ers, a team that better win this weekend. Eric Armstead, he hasn't had an upgrade in forever. I think like an 80 overall core elite, and he was one of the top sack guys on the team, right behind Nick Bosa, who doesn't really need an upgrade. Elijah Mitchell almost had a 1,000-yard season. I was surprised to see that when looking up stats. He definitely deserves an upgrade. And then I wish there was a way to give Deebo Samuel like another card, because he's really, really good, guys. But we went with another wide receiver for our predictions. Brandon Ayuk started the season off slow, has been playing pretty well lately. Moving on to the Dallas Cowboys, a team that hopefully does lose this weekend. I know you guys are thinking Trayvon Diggs, he should get a Team of the Year card, I would guess, but maybe he gets a playoff upgrade. Again, Dak probably could get one. Dak's number one on my list of Cowboys here, but he might get Comeback Player of the Year, so he could get an honors card as well. But I put him in the list anyways because he deserves one. He's been the best player on offense, obviously. Tony Pollard. I think Tony Pollard should get a card. Zeke maybe will get one, but I truly believe Tony Pollard's the better of the two players. And then finally on defense, we went with LVE for the third card for the Cowboys. I mean, you think about like Micah Parsons, he just got an upgrade. Randy Gregory just got an upgrade. I'm sure an offensive lineman will probably be on this list, but we didn't really pick many of those other than that Jason Kelce prediction. So there are the Cowboys. The Arizona Cardinals limping into the postseason. I don't know if they're going to win a game here. Cards and Rams will be a good one. I think the Rams get that W. But James Conner, definitely valuable to the Cardinals team. He should get an upgrade. Jordan Hicks, another selfish pick, but second on the team in tackles. I think he had 4 sacks on the season as well. Jordan Hicks, Eagles legend. Give him an upgrade so I can add him to my theme team. And then the last pick is Marcus Golden, who was, I believe, second on the team, right behind Syracuse legend Chandler Jones in sacks. And Marcus Golden, I think he only has like a very low elite or maybe even a gold card. He's way past due for an upgrade, so he better get one from this playoff promo. And finally, rounding out our predictions for the playoff promo in MUT 22, we have the Rams. And Cooper Kupp should get a card, but again, probably Team of the Year, so I'm going to hold off on predicting him there. Instead, we have Sony Michel, who I once famously called Sonny Michael. Sony Michel should get an upgrade. Van Jefferson, I think the Rams get at least one wide receiver. Maybe it's OBJ, but I think Van Jefferson is more deserving. And then another guy who's been due for an upgrade for a very while, right behind Aaron Donald on the squad in sacks on the season, Leonard Floyd. Leonard Floyd should get an upgrade. And there it is. We went through every single NFL playoff team, gave you at least 3 cards that I think could or should get a card and upgrade for the playoff promo. If you disagree, if I've missed anybody, let me know down below in the comment section. And thank you guys so much for tuning in once again. My name is Popular Stranger. I'm out. Peace.